I was always proud, like it wasn't a badge of honor for me for a month to be proud of something. I'm proud 365, you know what I'm saying? So hey, what's going down? Welcome to another episode of the Connection to podcast, where we connect you to everything business related. Now, as you know, it's coming to an end of Pride Month, and what better way to end the month than I'm my own guest on my show. But I'm not alone. I actually have my right hand with me, Victoria, that's going to be facilitating this interview. She did for the first podcast, and now we're back on episode 20 something, where she's bringing it back again. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Victoria.
Yeah, thank you, Jha. It's so exciting. We're here somewhere in the 20s, and our first episode was you and me, just like this. So that's really exciting. And on our first episode, we were talking about how we were pivoting in business. So I guess first order of business would be what's going on with the business today.
Things are going really good. As any business, it's going good, but it's also been kind of frustrating because we're at that point, as you know, in the business. I think it was at like the 5-year mark or so, where it's transitioning. So now adding more people to the team, being able to facilitate a team, being able to take what I know and give it to other people, being able to lead and all that direction type of stuff. So it's good, but it is a very pivotal state. If you guys don't know, I run a digital marketing agency. So yes, we are a full service marketing agency where we're able to help you grow your digital footprint through various marketing efforts, such as content creation, social media marketing, email marketing, running ads, different things of that nature. Think of us as your internal marketing. So if you're a business and you're looking to outsource your marketing or hire a marketing person, you can work with a small digital marketing agency like us to come on and do all that in-house and keep it cohesive for you. So we like working with community-driven businesses, by the way. So if you're looking to grow a community of some sort around your mission and what you're doing online, we definitely would love to help grow your user base.
Absolutely. Yes. Jha and I have been putting in all the work and really cranking things out this season. So it's really been amazing to just see you handle all the new changes, all of our transitions in our business. So really kudos to you.
No, facts. And I guess you say, how have you felt about the changes? Where are you at?
I guess, well, just at this point in our business, I've reached personal changes and business changes at the same time. So it's been very interesting, but I think the way we've been handling it, I mean, we're just always on point. We're a 24/7 team. Let me just say that. We are definitely a 24/7 team. And I really love that about us. So I'm really glad with all of the new challenges and all of the new triumphs that we've been coming to.
No, facts.
Yeah.
No, facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said, we are reaching the end of Pride Month. So can you just tell us a little bit about the campaign and what the different initiatives you had for Jha Allen LLC?
Yeah, for sure. So this is my first time messing around and doing anything with Pride Month, believe it or not. It's funny, I made a post earlier and I was like, yeah, I've been a lesbian since 10th grade of high school. And now I'm like my into my 20s, and I it's been over 12 years, 13 years. So I've been in this, I've been in this community for so long that I've never participated, and I didn't participate, I guess, initially coming in, not because of any specific reason, but I guess because I've always felt accepted from the normal, quote unquote, community.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to say had pride, but I was always proud, like it wasn't a badge of honor for me for a month to be proud of something. I'm proud 365, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. And I felt growing up, I felt a lot of times, more the times, the people that are really involved in pride stuff or doing something for pride, they was always people that may not have been accepted all the way by their families or friends. So they wanted to show that they were proud and had something they're proud of. And I'm just speaking from my experiences. I'm not saying this is law, by the way, but just for me. So I need to say I never participated really. And then coming to this month, or just, it's not even this month, it's just getting older. I had a podcast earlier today where I was the interviewer. I mean, well, I was interviewing a guest, and we were talking about that, where it's like, the older I'm getting, the more I'm feeling like I need to give back, quote unquote. And by give back, I'm just meaning being able to be a staple for somebody that's maybe like me growing up, and realizing that they don't have to be so rah or wear huge clothes and get a fade and portray as a man to be a lesbian. You can just be you can be cool, you can be yourself, and you can have your own personality and be able to stand in that and get respect by doing that. And it's like, the older I've gotten, the more, for some reason, I don't know why, but it's become like I want to do it. So this month, the campaigns, every guest on the podcast this month was somebody in the community doing something within business. So that was really just to highlight that. Wow. Because I think nowadays it's more of like, I guess it's seen more like, oh, you see people that are queer, lesbian, gay, whatever, in business. But at one point that wasn't a thing. So that was something we touched on, like I said earlier too, that wasn't a thing. So now it was just, again, to show that, wow, it's people out here that that identify as this, but they're really dope. And we led every podcast with what they did and who they were, because that's what led first. And then we transitioned into the good stuff, I guess some people would say. So that was fun doing that. This month I did a few pictures and transitions. I talked about, I guess, my experiences more than I usually did. So that was cool. We got some other stuff coming up, showcasing clients that are in the community. That was cool. So we did a few things. Oh, and my biggest thing is an advertisement. So I'm running an ad that's going to come out as well over the next 3 months in the LGBT Chamber of Commerce digital magazine. So that was something new for me as well, really pinpointing that niche of community and getting in the community, because hell, I deserve it. I'm a part of something. So yeah, hey, you deserve to be there. So just placing myself there as well, and using just who I am. So that's been a few things we had going on.
Yeah. And something I really admire about you is, I mean, for the past 4 years that we worked together, you've always been about business. Like that's the point, straight up. That's what we're about. And I think that the way that you're producing a Pride campaign is so productive. It's in a productive manner where you're showcasing different people from the community on your podcast that you've taken the time to grow, because you were about the business first. So I think, for this, and of course, being behind the scenes for your first Pride campaign, it was a successful one. And really, again, just kind of showed the journey. You kind of did it on your own, and I know you're more private, but just showing us now and telling your story at a point where, they say mostly when you reach toward the end of your 20s, you're fully baked, like you are who you are. So I think just showing us that journey now at such a mature point as just an entrepreneur in general, it's really been such a successful and productive campaign. And I've just been learning more about you, even after 4 years, like still learning more. And, we love learning about Jha. So yeah, it's been from the background and from on the other side of the screen. Really, you've had a successful Pride campaign. So kudos to you again.
No, facts. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I know you told us a little bit about your story, and you've been sharing more on Instagram and just in general. So have you, like you said, you were accepted by your community, but have you had any?
Well, by my family, not really the community. Well, I wouldn't even say my family, because we don't have a close family. Well, I don't know about my outside family, like aunts and uncles and all that extra stuff. Well, yeah, them too, but we have a very kind of tight knit family. So yeah, from my immediate family, yeah.
Okay. And I guess when I said community, I meant like just, you said like you were accepted by the norm, like by normal people.
Oh yeah,
Um,
y'all are
yeah,
the
yeah.
community right now.
Yeah, so I guess I meant like Houston community, just in general, like where you be, wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of like in business in general, have you had, or are there any particular stories that you can think of where you've had to face, a moment where somebody was, you had an issue in business because of your identity?
Not really. Well, I guess the higher up I'm going in business, sometimes it depends. And it depends. I wouldn't say, I can't think of a specific thing, but it's always a specific energy, I guess, that you get certain times when you're around certain people at certain events. And I guess because they're trying to feel you out or feel like, I don't know what they're trying to do. So it's not something that I can specifically explain to somebody. It's just a feeling. Sometimes when you walk up to somebody or you walk in a room, it's a certain feeling you get. I've gotten those, but just blank disrespect or blatantly just being ignorant. No, I've never gotten that verbally. But I mean, the energy is just sometimes as strong as as somebody saying something verbally. So sometimes people energy, I can feel it, and it's probably because I'm in more business environments and business type of settings where you have to be professional, quote unquote. It's not said, but it's felt for sure. And it's only at certain events and in certain situations. And I guess to go a little bit deeper in that, where it's no specific thing, because I can't even say, oh, at the events that are more I guess higher up, that it's like that. Because no, I go to some events where you would think it's, the clientele or the audience is kind of upper scale and they cool. Then I might go to another event that's average, and that's where I get the energy at. So it's not even a particular type of event necessarily sometime either. It's just, I think it got a lot to do with the person, that specific person at that event. And I feel that type of energy, I guess, sometimes just being around certain people. And I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it where it's just like, oh, screw them. Like, no offense, but I'm that's like my, no offense, that's like my favorite word sometimes, screw them. Cause that gets me through so much, because it's like, bro, I don't got time for that. And like you said, maybe because I'm fully baked, so to speak, but it's like, I just be moving, because it's like, it's so many more people that accept me. Why would I care about what you got going on? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, yeah. So it's more people accept me than none, but I do feel the energy of the ones that don't.
Right, definitely. And how do you anticipate on any future events with Jha Allen LLC or the Connections Hub on hosting any LGBTQ or Pride events in the future?
I don't know. That's a good question. My thing about, it's funny, I keep saying people are gonna host me. Like, my thing is like, it's no reason why this month I shouldn't be with a big company, Fortune 500 company, whatever. They like, so my idea of hosting an event is like somebody hitting me up to be in their campaign. Like, I was in the Ulta the other day. And I seen a Mark Jacobs campaign. He had somebody on there, a more masculine presuming woman. I said, yeah, I can do shit like that. Like, I'm like, no, my idea about hosting an event is, hey, I posted it on Twitter earlier. Like, within 5 years, one of these big companies, they're gonna hit me up, because while my brand is still clean, I don't do nothing but talk about positive stuff. Why wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, Louis Vuitton have a campaign and hit me up with the rainbow Louis bag? Like, that makes sense. It makes sense. So no, but, and you know what else? I was getting my hair retwisted today, and the girl I was getting my hair retwisted about, she mentioned a good point, which I noticed too, is like, it's a lot of people that enter this community at all different ages. So these are like, I'm talking to her, she's like old, like not older, but like mid-20s, like around my age. And then I know someone else that's in their early, like they late 20s as well. That, and they're all like, I guess, so to speak, new to the community. So they're so excited about certain things like Pride, and just excited about being around it. But I was talking with her today, and I remember she was saying, like, what was she saying? Damn. She was saying like, Hey, what's going down? I had to stop things really, really quick and ask you one question. What are you doing to grow your business online? Now, I know you listen to this podcast and you're getting all this information, but what are you really doing to make sure your business is growing online? Now, if you don't know, I'm a content strategist by trade, so I'm going to have to ask you, are you using digital marketing? If not, I would love to talk to you about your online brand presence. I run Allen Multimedia. We're a full-service digital marketing agency that works with community-driven businesses. We're able to help you strategize your customer journey, maximize your social media results, and create content that turns into community, and we turn that community into sales. Now, if you want to learn more about how we're able to do this, I want you to go to workwithjha.com and book an appointment, and I'll talk to you soon. Talking to her, she's in her late 20s. I know somebody else in their late 20s, and she was asking, hey, I was telling her, hey, I'm gonna take someone to a gay club. I was like, but it's a gay club. It's like, she was like, where is that at? I was like, it's a real younger crowd. She was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. When you club, it's either a really young crowd or a really old crowd. We don't have a club or place to go like right in the middle. She was like, you should invest in that or get with somebody and start a business about that. So to answer your question about events or hosting, she gave me a bright idea too. Like, hey man, we need a club or lounge or something for like that 26 to 35, 38 group. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what's up? So yeah, when it comes to events or hosting, those are the only bigger things. But on a smaller, on a smaller immediate scale, nah, I don't got nothing planned. I don't got nothing planned. Okay. It's funny, the guest I had on the podcast today earlier, she was someone I met. I only hosted one LGBT event ever, and she was someone I met at that particular event. But nah, that was the only one I've ever hosted, and it wasn't like a real event. It was just kind of a meetup. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, still, even though you still, I mean, are connecting with, again, a lot of people from the community and putting out great podcasts this month. So maybe in the future that'll spark, you know, some sort of event or some sort of get together or group that can meet, and maybe you can do something like, you know,
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to nothing like that. I just never thought about it, but I'm not opposed. I'm open-minded.
Yeah, cool. And you were saying about you saw like some people who were, when you were getting your hair done, you saw some younger people who were so excited about, like, you know, they were just kind of coming into the community. Did that remind you of like, did you experience something similar to that? Like, did it bring you back or make you like say, hey, I was there like at that point, you know,
Yeah.
somewhere years ago? Like, did that come into mind?
Nah, I guess my most exciting period was maybe going to my first club experience. But I think everybody that was excited at the first club, like, wow, it's lit.
Oh
this
yeah.
is live. So that's the only real exciting moment I can think about. But now that I'm older, it might not be as exciting. If you older, it's like, bro, what you got me here for, you know?
Right.
So that might not be a good first experience. Again, I've been around this for kind of a long time. So yeah, that was my most exciting experience was then. But it kind of brings it back. But I might be a little too old to experience it now.
Okay, no, definitely. And now, okay, if I can do this, if I have permission to do this. So I know in the past we used to put up memes. We used to put up memes on the Connections Hub that would say like, oh, when you're dating an entrepreneur, you know, you become the secretary or whatever the case may be. And if this is okay, if we can dive into I guess a little bit going into, again, your personal story a bit more. You know, I know that you have a partner now, and it's been, you know, quite some time.
How you know everybody else know that? Just took me off the list. I guess took me off the dating list. Everybody. They probably like, Jha's high. I'm not sliding DM. Never mind. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm dating someone. Yeah,
it's been 4 years. I've been working with you for 4 years, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, we got someone on board. Okay.
Yeah, finally, right.
But you've been so busy, like just in general for a relationship, just, you know, for an entrepreneur, for yourself, who's just always so damn busy. Like I feel like for 4 years straight, I've been talking to you about business. Like that's all we talk about. So now, you know, it's just, I mean, it's exciting to see, you know, that you have someone. So we won't, you know, we don't have to give too much details, but how, you know, just on really on an entrepreneurship level and balancing relationships, how has that been, or how is that for you in general?
It's funny. It's actually been easy. It's easier more than none. And I think the only reason it's easier more than it isn't is because of who I'm with. Like she's
Mhm.
all about like she has a very big entrepreneurial spirit. She's like into
Yeah.
stocks. That's her thing, trade options and stocks and things of that nature. But she also has a 9 to 5 regular job that I tell her she just don't work. I don't know what she does, but she has like a regular job, but she's really into stocks. So, and
Right.
investing. So she has all these things going on. So it makes it easy because when you dating someone that also has a lot going on, they're
Mhm.
not too focused or like on you about attention. Cause I think a lot of times I've dated people that weren't like this and that just maybe had only a job and that was it and things like that. And they wanted more of your time and attention because they weren't putting their time and attention to something.
Right.
So they almost made your business, or my business rather, speaking from my experience, feel like a burden because I'm always wanting to do that. But when I'm now with somebody that they always want to do something that deals with some type of business as well, it makes it very easy. She's putting on YouTube stuff about, making money, doing like she's doing all these things that enhances what I'm doing. So it's been very easy, but it's not perfect because sometimes I'm too business because sometimes she turns it off. That's what I like about her. She knows how to turn it off. Like she's not, of course, like me, where it's like business, 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 business. She's business, 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 chill, wine, bubble bath, self-care. I'm business, 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 business. Never think about that. So it's a good balance because she stops it sometimes. But to be honest, that's for me, that's the annoying part where it's like, again, it'd be like, damn, she's stopping me going. But
Right.
it's a good thing to stop. It's a good way, or she's doing something right by stopping me. So it's been very interesting. And that's what you got to find if you're an entrepreneur. You can't, well, I'm not gonna say you can't, but it's hard to date someone or be with someone that's not yoked or on the same
Mhm.
mindset as you. And you got to know too, because I'll meet some people sometimes, and I'm pretty sure people attest to this. They'll say they down with it, but after a few months, they like start getting annoyed and stuff. But really finding somebody that's in this with you, they gonna figure it out with you, and you gotta find somebody like that. But that's hard also too. Let me say that at the gate. It's not easy because most people aren't wired the way that we're wired. So to find somebody at least 85% wired like that is almost impossible. You got to really look. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Right. No, definitely. Definitely. And just from personal experience, I totally agree with that. That's the truth. You need to find someone who's similar to you and on the same page. When you got your own things going on, then you can handle your own things and then come together at the right time. But even like you said, finding that balance too between business, and then chill is so important. And I noticed Ja was texting me a little less on the weekends, and I was like, huh, okay. I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding. You were texting me a little less on the weekends, and I'm like, yep, okay. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah, I guess. Nah, I
And
was
then I
just
see the Instagram stories. I'm like, yep, okay.
yeah, I got yep. So I guess that's a good thing for everybody, right? So yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good thing for everything. Oh yeah, for everybody. Um, okay, so we talked about overcoming some maybe stigmas about dating entrepreneurs. So let's just loop it back to pride. And I'm just wondering, in business, have you had to come over any sort of stigmas or hurdles as a masculine woman in business?
um, I would say stigmas. That's a interesting word, to be honest. I guess the stigma part, the only stigma I would came over is I didn't know how to present myself except be myself and realize that's how you present yourself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because I don't have a mold or person I look to. Like, to be honest, the only person I really like maybe look to, I'm like, man, they have a brand that's kind of cool. That would be resemble mine, is be like Ellen DeGeneres. Like
Yeah.
maybe that, but she's even far out of reach to where I never had a tangible figure or person or coach or mentor
Mhm.
to look at. So when it came to stigmas, it was I guess I wouldn't say the whole just ordeal was a stigma, but it's like internally it was, because it's like all those things where it's like, am I supposed to be here? Can I be here? What's
Mhm.
the, like what's the codes to be here? What's, like what
Right.
do I have to do? So those would be the only stigma I've ever overcome. Is probably my personal mental stigma that I had about whatever it was supposed to look like to be a masculine woman presenting in business. I think,
Right.
does that answer the question? I think that's the question.
Yeah, and I just to follow up on that, did you ever feel like you had to, did you ever, I mean, I know you said that most of the time you're just able to be yourself, but have you ever had a moment or a thought where like maybe you saw like a woman who was more feminine and you're like, oh, you like maybe, I don't know, you had to, like it just made you think like you had to be a certain way to be there, or
Oh yeah, I see what you're trying to say. Not necessarily like made me think I had to. Well, I guess yeah. To answer your question, yes, but it didn't make me want to be that person to be there. If that makes sense, it was like, oh,
right, right.
I see this type of mood y'all rolling. So yeah, recently I used to go to this event. And I ain't gonna say the event name, of course, but yeah, I used to go to this event and it was called like, I might want to say what it was called. People might see on Eventbrite. Like that's what y'all was talking about. So I might want
Mm.
to say any names at all, but yes, it's a one of those kind of woman events that happens monthly. And I applied to be on the board and everything. And they didn't even accept me to be on the board, which I understand. Cool, y'all didn't accept me, but I can just remember how I talked about earlier with energies and vibes. I can just tell by the energy and vibe, but it's like, and I don't want to sound egotistical by saying this, but a lot of people are very intimidated by me for some reason, because it's like you can walk in this room and still demand the respect you're supposed to get without having to, I don't know, be something you not. Like I'm walking in rooms where people don't look nothing like me at all. Like this event I was talking about, they don't look nothing like me at all. So they're a different type of woman. So when it's like, it's almost like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, come on, I'm
Mhm.
masculine presenting. I got dreads, very long dreads. You're black, all these things against you. So it's like that energy where it's like, you could tell like they not really about you being there. And for a few times I went, but after like the second or third time, I stopped wasting my time. And it wasn't like I was wasting my time. Like I'm like, whatever, but it was one of my screw you moments. That's one. But two, it was also one of the moments where it's like, I'm really big on my time and where I'm spending my time when it comes to these events. So it's like, why the hell am I steady going to a monthly event with women where I can tell their energy is off? And it's like, it'd be off in a way of like, I know it's intimidation off, where it's like, damn, because I mean, we talked about this in a podcast earlier. It's because I practice to be so, I'm going to be so good that you cannot
Mhm.
ignore me. You can't make anything that's obvious that's supposed to be against me, because it's going to be like, you can say all of that, but at the end of it, you still gonna be like, that motherfucker is good. Even the way I present myself, I'm gonna walk in and they're gonna be like,
Yep.
you good, you clean, you smell good, you look good. I want to be like, I don't care what you got going on, because I'm gonna make it that way. And yeah, I feel the energy sometime. And yeah, so yeah, I've had to excuse myself from certain events or around certain people because they couldn't handle the energy. It was like, I didn't want to handle their energy. It was too off. It's like,
Right, right, right. And that's clearly not your crowd, so
yeah.
yeah. All right, so I just want to wrap up with one last question. We want to know where Jha is going moving forward from this point.
Man, from this point, it can go so many different ways. Of course, steady building the agency, shameless plug. We got you on the marketing, especially if you're a community driven business again, and you're looking to grow a community around your mission. You want to grow a user base of some sort. We got you on that tip. So definitely consistently growing that. We're really looking to focus on B2B. So a lot of business to business contracts. We don't let that scare you away. If you are a solopreneur, we might be able to still talk, but I am letting you know we do focus mostly on B2B businesses because we're looking for somebody that needs an internal marketing team. So that's with that. So that's going to forever grow. The Connection Sub podcast on our 50th episode, I want to do an event. So that'll be my next event on our 50th episode. So that's pretty exciting. But those are immediate goals. Long-term, co-working space, of course. This is always supposed to be a co-working space. So co-working space, looking to connect the co-working space with helping the youth in some type of way, form, or fashion. I know the way, form, or fashion, but I can't tell too much stuff. All of a sudden, my idea is being implemented, so I got to keep something to myself. So the co-working space is, of course, still underway and still making things happen within that. So that's my next at least 5-year goal. Like it's some talked about in plans, bricks being laid, for the co-working. Beyond that, I mean, just getting older. I'm getting older. Everybody probably keeps saying, Jha, you talking older, you're on your late 20s, you're young, which that is still young, but people gotta understand my mindset, and I'd be trying to slow it down. It's so much more advanced, and it's always thinking. And I think I talked to several successful people that are now successful, but were doing some of these things that I'm doing now, which is hustling, making it happen. They were like, you got to learn how to slow it down because you'll get there. You know what I'm saying? So some things with me personally, I guess we'll say, was just learning how to slow down and enjoy the ride or journey, understanding that I'm not going to quit. So it's like, I might as well just chill here and, cruise, but still implement, but don't have too much stress or pressure on life, because all my goals and where I'm looking to go, they're going to happen because every day I wake up to make it happen. So, but being able to understand that, because it's easier said than done. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going right now. Much.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's really been so amazing just watching over 4 years how much the Connections Hub has grown, how much you have grown, how much the agency has grown. And I'm just so excited for everything you have coming up. So let us know where we can connect with you so we can continue following along with your journey.
Oh, for sure. Of course, podcasts, any type of links are in the description below. YouTube, the Connections Hub podcast, Instagram, Jha Allen, JHA ALLEN. You can type that in anywhere, type it in anywhere in the world, and I will pull up just Jha Allen. For now, I'm the only one, so I like to take advantage of that. So yeah, just type in Jha Allen wherever you do searches, and I'm gonna pull up.
Yes, I think there will only be one Jha Allen.
Yeah. Let's hope that.
Yes. All right. Well, that's a wrap for me. So thank you again for letting me interview you. It's always a pleasure. And I look forward to our future episodes.
No, for sure. For sure. For sure.